Here I'm messing with Soda. She is a coming 3-year-old bay Roan mare by Awesome Roni out of a Rolling Jack's Copper Daughter. She goes back to Zangold Jackson on the bottom. This little girl has 4 rides before this video, and here I'm just getting a little bit of a feel of her and making sure that she can move out on the circle and tip her hinds and step her fronts across before I step on her for her 5th ride. Here I ask her to step her hinds around, and she's pretty solid about that. She was a lot better about stepping fronts during this session too. She had had some trouble with that previously, and her movements here aren't exactly perfect, but I'm just looking for her to try, and she gets a little bit more of the concept every time. I worked her in hand on the ground a little bit, and I also turned her loose and ran her around for just a minute or two before I stepped on. She's been pretty good about getting on. I pet on her a little bit. Now this ride was her first time in a hackamore. I had only messed around with her in a halter up to this point, so that was a little bit of a learning curve for her. Once I'm on her back, I look for the same things that I was looking for on the ground. Ask her to step her hinds around a little bit, and I mess with stepping fronts just a touch. I'm rewarding just the tiniest try, just half a step at this point. And she wants to be pretty feely about it. She's not fighting her head or doing anything silly. She's just looking for the right answer. Once she shows me that she can step her hinds and fronts, then I start asking for forward steps, and I still pick her up and bend her around occasionally. She's a little bit stiff right there. But she eventually figures out what I'm looking for. Look at that nice lick and chew right there too. I'm asking her to step that left front foot across to her left. So I'm just hanging in there until she offers it. Like right there. It's pretty good stuff. I was pretty happy with how she felt here in the round pen, so I stepped off of her and let her out in the pasture, and we continued our ride out there. This was my first time on Soda outside of the round pen. Once again, it was her first time in a hackamore and her 5th ride. Step right on, no big deal. And we go to messing around outside. This little mare had some trouble wanting to move out in the round pen, and to a point I don't blame her, because a horse isn't really going anywhere in the round pen. But most notably in the video where I'm working 5 colts at a time, she's the one that wants to park on the side of the fence and just stop, and I have to continually get after her to keep going. And under saddle she'd been pretty pokey. She hadn't offered to be bronky with me under saddle or anything like that, no naughty behavior. She just took a lot of effort to get to move out. So this little outside ride experience was really good for her, figuring out that she could free up and actually go somewhere. even though we didn't necessarily have a job in front of us at this point. She's pretty happy to trot out right there. I don't have to continue to pedal her. And every so often I'm making sure that I can bring her around and disengage. I'm making sure that she's actually paying attention to my hands a little bit, and that I can shut her down if I need to. The more time we spent cruising around out here, the more comfortable she got. And she actually felt pretty nice out here once we got going. I'm just asking her to come off of my hand a little bit, come off my leg, trot some big circles. Now she wanted to be a little bit bully and have some draw over here. She wanted to draw to the right pretty bad. I brought her across, and right there she acted like she was gonna get tight and mess around. So I brought her around and disengaged her for a circle, and then off we went, and we continued trotting around. I didn't like how she felt right there either, so I disengaged her again. And when she disengages with some quality, then I release her and praise. I really liked having this particular hackamore on her. It's a little bit stiffer than most of my hackamores, and she felt pretty nice in it. She's pretty confident right here. I ask her to stop, and she's really soft. She felt really nice. Ask her to move off again and praise. Then we go to continue trotting. This little mare is going to be really fun. I'm super excited for her. She's a sweetheart. She's already doing better on that left circle out there. Like I said, she really got where she was moving out with some confidence. I don't have to pedal her. She was feeling really nice in that hackamore rig. I'm just asking her to come off my cues. She never felt like she was going to be bolty or anything like that. She just felt really nice. And this is her first ride outside of the round pen. Ride 5 total. I'm asking her to move out a little bit faster here, looking for a lope. And she ends up offering a few strides of the right lead, which was really good. It's pretty slick to be able to lope and turn at the same time, so just a few strides in a straight line is all I'm looking for here. I ask her to lope again, and she picks up just a couple strides of a right lead. I'm still pushing her here. She was a little more reluctant. But she picks up a left lead that time. I really like how she's traveling in there. She did really nice. And that's where I decided to end it. I'm pretty excited for this little mare. So does a sweetheart. Once again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.